Yo, I'm gonna make a stencil painting of this, my Elvis Pez Dispenser. What up, y'all? I'm Brando, and I like to make art. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I make my stencil paintings, like this one, that one, and these two. In order to achieve this look, I need to combine a few processes that involve digital work, machine cut stencils, and acrylic paint. Yeah, I said machine cut stencils. I did. So what? Alright, so I took some still shots of old boy here, and I need to get my line work and my value set in Clip Studio. So let's get to getting. Hold up. Make sure you stick around to see how it turns out. Let's quit farting around and get to work. This is what I call my blue pencil stage. First, I start a new document in Clip Studio, 10 inches wide, 22 inches tall, at 300 dpi. Then I bring in my still shot, drop the opacity, and start inking my lines. I like to work with this teal color for all my line work and shading. I can easily create the structure without having to worry about color choices until I get to the render stage. However, since I'm trying to cram 2 days of work into 10 minutes, I'll cover my sketch process in greater depth in a future video. Well, now that my line work and values are set, I need to render this SOB in a vector format so I can machine cut these stencils. I'm a big fan of the B-spline tool in Corel Draw, so I'll be using it to build each layer. It's a point-click type of build, so I basically trace the shapes that I drew in the pencil stage. But we'll cover this process in greater detail in a future video as well. It's time to take these digital elements and bring them into the physical realm. I use Orcal 813, which is a translucent stencil mask, and I cut everything on a lower level US cutter plotter, which really ain't nothing fancy. Now that they're cut, I need to weed them, or in other words, remove all this excess material. Now all that's removed, we just need to apply the transfer tape. Finally, we get to the fun part, painting that Pez. I'm painting on a piece of MDF covered in gesso. The first stencil gets laid down, and I paint the background first. Now it's imperative to get all the edges pressed down tight as possible. Tight as possible. It prevents the bleeds. So after the background is painted, we line up the next stencil and we lay down that first color. Once we have an even coat and it's dry, we'll remove that stencil, line up the next stencil, and repeat. This is a 5-color painting, and I already have my palette selected from the render stage. I've been using the cheap craft paint from Walmart and Hobby Lobby, but I really like the flat and even finish they give. However, there's been a ton of trial and error with these paints. Some of the colors don't do well with the adhesive from the Orcal 813. And just like the other stages of my process, I'll cover this stage in further detail in a future video. It happened. It effing happened. Of course it happened. The adhesive ripped off his effing face. Not to mention the fact that I laid too much paint on his lip area, didn't even touch the board, and ripped his lips right off. Now, since this ain't the first time this has happened with one of my paintings, my wife has learned that she has a remarkable talent of fixing my mistakes. She has a crazy steady hand and she's a natural at it, and this footage proves it. Well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the king, Elvis Pez. What do you think? Overall, I'm pretty happy. I think it turned out pretty good. I think my wife did a great job fixing his face. What do you guys think? Is it good? Is it garbage? Let me know. If you think it's garbage, keep that shit to yourself. I think I'm going to do a limited run of these. I'm going to only do 10. If you want one, hit my website up. Links in the description down below. Don't forget to finger and like those subscribe buttons. And I'll see you on the flip-flop. Word.